Well, hello, folks. It's Mike here from Mr. Cast Iron, and I just wanted to get on here and share some things with you today. So we decided to go live, and we're really excited. Today actually marks 1 year that we've been on YouTube as far as Mr. Cast Iron channel, and so we just wanted to share our enjoyment and happiness with you guys. We're certainly appreciative of everyone that actually watches our videos and everyone that has subscribed to our channel. We certainly enjoy that. We enjoy every single comment that we get from folks, and it's it's amazing to me when you set out on a journey like this to just create something and capture it on video, and you share that with people and share it with the world. It's just exciting because, it's amazing to me that people are that interested into, what you may be doing. So I see Patty Joe's there. How you doing, Patrick? Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you're here. We just now got started here. I'm really excited today, Patrick. Today I've been on YouTube for this channel 1 year today. So we wanted to get on here and just, express our gratitude and appreciation for everybody. And I certainly appreciate you, man. You've been and are a good friend of mine. I really enjoy your channel. I enjoy your great sense of humor. And I just, that's what makes this whole thing work, when we all can come together as a community and everything. And so today, like I said, marks 1 year that we've been on YouTube as the Mr. Cast Iron channel. We've been very blessed, very fortunate. Looks like Steve's in the house. How you doing, Dutchy Cooking? Glad you guys are here. And like I say, we're here celebrating 1 year on YouTube. And when I set out to create some videos, cooking videos, I really actually went in a different direction than we are actually headed now. Initially, I started out as a kind of a keto type channel, or making some keto type recipes. And, that's great, but I just really didn't see the direction. I didn't see, the long-term success of that, as much as being fascinated and just overjoyed by using cast iron. Cast iron's been something that, I've used since I was a kid, really, with my mom and everything. Really got me started doing this. But a friend of mine, Barry, I won't say his last name unless he's on here. I don't see him yet. Hopefully he'll get on. But anyway, a friend of mine actually was leaving me a message on the phone one day and kind of was teasing me about something. And that got me to change my name to Mr. Cast Iron. And because, cast iron's not going away. And initially, about a year, well, probably closer to 2 years now, I had created a website, and I still have it. And I actually changed the name, or redirected the name. Hello, Teresa. But I redirected the name, and Barry was one that was kind of helping me get started on my website, and it was castironcook.com, but there was dashes in it. It's not just one word, and I didn't know at the time that it wasn't good to buy a domain name that had dashes in it. So, it was kind of hard to find and kind of hard to remember. And there's another castironcook.com channel, and so it wasn't mine. It wasn't going there. But anyway, after I got started doing the keto recipes and everything, and we were looking at going in a different direction. And when Barry made that comment to me about, he called me Skillet Head, if you can believe that. He said, "Hey, Skillet Head, Mr. Cast Iron," he called me. So, when that happened, it just rang a bell in my head. And I thought, that's it. That is the channel name. If it's not taken, I'm going to look that up. So I went immediately to YouTube, and I typed in Mr. Cast Iron, and I filtered it out to just the channels, and there was not a Mr. Cast Iron channel on YouTube. So I immediately grabbed that up, and then I went to GoDaddy.com or somewhere. I forget. Well, it's one of my places that I host my channels or host my website, and I went in to see if the domain name MrCastIron.com was available, and it was, lo and behold. So I bought that domain name, and I redirected my Cast Iron Cook website to MrCastIron.com. So, you know, I mean, you can you can always go to MrCastIron.com and you're able to see some of the things that, you know, we've done. We've not done a whole lot to it. It's not anything, you know, that's real impressionable or anything, but, you know, it's something that we got started. We were just trying to learn how to do some things. And I initially started adding some of my YouTube videos to some of the articles that I had written and different things. So you may want to go check that out sometime. And check and see what we got going on. We kind of got in mind of heading in that direction, adding some of our YouTube channels, some of our YouTube videos that we're doing, and repurposing those and making content on this website. But anyway, you know, that's kind of how that got started. That's how Mr. Cast Iron YouTube channel got started. That's how Mr. Cast Iron website got started, which was a redirect from castironcook.com because I was already headed in that direction. So that killed the keto style channel. Now, if you notice some of my older videos, if you go back on my, you know, my homepage, you'll see that I have some thumbnails that still say keto style on them. I didn't want to do away with those. I guess I could, but I just didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to take those videos away, even though when I opened up and was starting to record those, I said, hello, everybody, it's Mike. I just want to welcome you back to Keto Style, you know. So some of those videos are going to say that. I didn't want to eliminate that because I thought, you know, I've already created this content and it's cooking and I'm just going to leave it. So that's what I did. So if you ever get to that and you see that, that's the reason for that. But we changed directions. We lost a few subs over that. And but it's okay, you know. I mean, that's okay. You know, subs is something that, you know, we all struggle with. I think you know, when you're doing it for fun, it doesn't matter if you're doing it for fun or not. You want to see. It's kind of like a show of appreciation when people subscribe to you, and you know, that's certainly one thing that I want to point out tonight. I'm very appreciative of every single sub that has subscribed to my channel. You know, I've heard people say that subs don't matter, you know, when it comes to like SEO or content or what the YouTube algorithms and different things like that, you know, but that's all the mechanics of the things. But I'm telling you, the personal part is when people think enough of you and they want to follow your content, they want to get to know you and have that camaraderie and have that fellowship and, you know, communion, I guess, if you will, amongst each others. And that's the great thing that I love about it because, you know, every single subscriber is very, very important. I don't care if you've got one subscriber or if you've got 100,000 or 1,000,000 even. Everyone should be very important to everyone. And that's the way I've always looked at it. I try to, you know, leave a comment on every video that I watch if I can. I don't always on every single one, but 99% of the time I do. Certainly when I create a video and someone, hey, Karen, how are you? Good to see you. In the kitchen with Karen's in the house, boys and girls. You know, we got some great channels out here that we're following. And that kind of got me off guard there a little bit. But anyway, you know, I try to, when I'm creating a video and someone thinks enough of it to hit the like button or leave a comment, you know, that means something. And I would think, I know from my standpoint, it means something to me when somebody leaves a comment that I should also reply back. And so, you know, that's what I always try to do. When I'm creating a video, I want to make sure that we keep that community going. And, but anyway, I kind of been rambling on, you know. Let me just back up and reiterate the reason why we're doing this is because, you know, we're celebrating 1 year on YouTube, and we've reached a milestone. I just had a young man that left me a comment on one of my videos. He subscribed to the channel. He was number 470. I have 470 wonderful subscribers. People, every subscriber is a person, you know, and that's what aggravates me when you hear about the algorithms and things like that. As far as YouTube is concerned, it's not about the algorithm, man. It's about the people. Wouldn't y'all agree? You guys chime in there and let me know what you think about that. But we're excited about having 470 people. Tennessee Buck Outdoors, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're in the house with us. We're just kind of getting started here. We certainly appreciate you being here with us to celebrate being 1 year on YouTube as Mr. Cast Iron. And but you know, it's a great thing when you've got people out here that watch your channel, watch your videos, and, you know, leave comments or leave suggestions of things that they would do differently or something that they've tried. You know, and so we always pick up little tips, little tricks here and there. I've learned several things. I got a friend of mine that I'm getting ready to do an interview with. As a matter of fact, I'll mention that here in a little bit. We've got a friend in the house. Well, he's not in the house. I don't see him here, but I was recently interviewed by Mr. Pete Thomas, and so was Patty Joe there. Patrick was too. But Pete's got a great channel, and if you've not been to Pete Thomas, go on over and check him out. But he did an interview with us, and you know, I had been having that in the back of my mind for a good while of doing some interviews, and I even mentioned that to him when he interviewed me that night, that it was something that I was looking to do. And I've done a few interviews here and there before, and certainly want to throw that out there too. I'm looking at doing some interviews with some of the channels that I'm friends with and subscribe to, and different ones that I would like to know a little bit more about, and I'm sure my audience would like to know a little bit more about. And it's just a great way for everybody to get to know each other, know other little things about each other. I know a little bit more about Patrick than I did before his interview. He knows a little bit more about me than he did before my interview. And so, you know, it's a great thing. And so I'm looking at doing that. I'm going to try to maybe start doing that as, you know, my thumbnail showed on there, going live on Sunday night with Mr. Cast Iron. What do you guys think about that? You think that's a good idea? We're looking at, actually, I've got a couple people that I've been talking to. And so we're certainly trying to line some things up. Do you think that's a great idea? You think it's a good idea? Do some interviews with some people and get to know some other cooking channels and different things like that? Well, we're going to do that. We're looking to do that pretty soon. Matter of fact, I've got a young man that I've been talking to. We've become great friends. We bounce things off of each other on our channels, and but he's got some issues he's having to work out. I've got another guy that has already spoken that he would be interested in doing something like this with me too. So we're looking at doing that real soon. And, you know, if you guys are interested in something like that, you know, I'm going to leave my email up here. It's Green Acres Place. It's spelled Akers, which is my last name. But there's my email address, greenacresplace@gmail.com. You know, if it's something that you might be interested in, you'd like to be on our show, you know, if you'd like to do an interview, it's just going to be, you know, casual. It's nothing formal or anything. We're just going to talk and get to know each other. And of course, certainly our guest and everyone in the chat room can ask questions or whatever and bounce things off. But we're looking to do that, and I'm excited about it. So we're certainly be sure and start watching for that. We're going to be getting ready to gear up and do that, hopefully, Lord willing, here real soon. And but anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here. I just wanted to mention once again about being 1 year on YouTube. We're excited about that. We have 400. Hello, Laura. Good to see you in the house here. Laura's a friend of mine up in Canada. She does some great things. Laura's Kitchen's her channel name. You guys go over and check her out. But we're just kind of rambling on here a little bit, Laura. it's 1 year that I've been on YouTube as Mr. Cast Iron. And so we're celebrating that tonight. And I've got several friends in the house with us. And we're talking about maybe doing some interviews here in the near future on Sunday night. We're looking at interviewing other channels and just getting to know people a little bit better. And so I've got my email scrolling across the bottom there. And so like I said, if anybody's interested in that, fire me an email or leave me a comment on one of my videos. Say, hey, Mike, I might be interested in that. I've got several questions that kind of that Pete kind of bounced off of us. I've got that as a general template in a way, I guess, if you will. And of course, Teresa and I have added several things to that. So we're going to try to make it fun and interesting and just kind of get to know our audience a little bit better. And really looking forward to that. But, you know, it's exciting. Like I said, you know, we've been on here 1 year. We have like, I think it's, gosh, I'm not even 100% sure, 77 videos out now. I think of course, like I said, I just had a young man subscribe to my channel. He made 470. And, you know, how about you guys? When you got started, did it seem like the first 100 that you received was the hardest, or is it just me that thought that? I mean, I thought when I first got started, I'd have 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. I thought, wow, here I got 11 now, and then the next thing you know, it just keeps kind of bumping up. And, but they always say the first 100 is like a milestone. It's a challenge to get to there. And once you get there, it's kind of, I wouldn't say downhill, because I'm looking forward to getting to 500. Like I said, I'm at 470. Some of you guys are way over that. And so my next short-term goal is looking forward. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Appreciate you being in the house with us, brother. But I'm looking forward to getting 500. I got 30 more to go, and I couldn't wait. I was hoping when I did this live, I had been planning for a while to do the 1 year deal, and I was hoping I'd already be there. But hey, like I said, as far as friends and subs, man, every single person is very important, and I'm certainly thankful for all 470 people, that watch me ramble on, stumble over myself, do things that I shouldn't do when I'm cooking and whatnot, but I'm certainly appreciative of that. And I'm looking forward to getting to 500. Of course, my next goal after that certainly would be 1,000, trying to get monetized and everything. And I don't know how you feel about that, but I think everybody would like to get monetized. I'm sure it's a way of course, certainly getting a little bit of compensation back for what you're doing. I would like to do some brand stuff. I've not ever done that. Have any of you guys in the house done any of that? I mean, if you're monetized, are you doing any brand things? Steve over at Dutchy Cooking. If you guys hadn't seen Steve's stuff over at Dutchy Cooking, you need to go over and check him out. He does some great videos. I watch nearly every single video him and Patrick put out. Patty Joe Cooking. Patrick's down in down in Australia, right? And Steve's over in the UK somewhere. I'm not exactly sure, but those guys put out some great stuff. Laura up in Toronto does some great stuff. Hello, John. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate that. Says keep up the great work. And Patty Joe says they're going to start putting ads on your content now, whether you're monetized or not. That's another thing too. I appreciate you bringing that up, Patrick, because just recently, YouTube changed their terms of service. Some of you, well, I'm sure everyone should have received an email from them. I certainly did, but what they're going to do, they're looking to start running ads on all channels, whether you've reached the threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Right now, that's the criteria in order to get monetized, as long as you're approved through AdSense. But that kind of aggravated me a little bit, because years ago I had another channel that I was actually monetized on, and what was the guy's name? I forget. Caused some kind of controversy, Jake Paul or something, I think, like that was his name. But anyway, I forget what all it was, and I think they called it ad apocalypse or something like that. But anyway, they changed the terms of service back then in, like, I don't know, what was it, 2000? I don't even remember what year it was, but anyway, it throwed me out of being monetized, but yet I'm still approved through Google AdSense, so I don't have to go through the approval anymore. I just have to meet the threshold. And so we're looking at doing that, and certainly looking forward to doing that. I mean, that's not our goal. That's, certainly not what drives us. I just enjoy cooking. How about you guys? Dutchie says, for me, 4,000 watch hours will be the stumbling block, and that is true. Now there is a little bit to that. Now the way it reads is there has to be 4,000 watch hours within any 365-day period. Okay. So in any 1 year period, if you reach 4,001, then you meet that, even though you may fall back the next month and below the 4,000, you've reached that. If you have 1,000 subscribers and they approve you, even though you fall back a little bit after you once reach that 4,000 hours, you're still qualified. So, it's certainly a chore. It's a challenge. I have, I don't know, let's see, I think I have something like 909 hours right now, and like I said, 470 subscribers. So I've got a good little ways to go. And, but the more content, guys, the more content that we put out, it continues to increase. And I keep hitting his comment there. Sorry about that. But the more content we put out, the more we increase. It's like compounded interest. Once you keep adding videos. Now, I've sat and watched Laura. I became a subscriber of Laura's fairly early on in her channel when she came on. And I've watched nearly every video she creates and try to comment. And I want to say something, too, about the comments, folks. Someone else that interviewed us the other day was talking about this, and it was someone that I watch. I forget exactly who it was now. It doesn't matter. But he was talking about, are you helping your friends or are you hurting your friends? And what he was saying was, when you watch someone's video, do you just click on the video and not watch it all the way through and leave a comment or whatever? Do you click on it and just see kind of what it is and leave a comment and then go? Well, once you click on that video, according to YouTube's algorithm, if they see that you bounce out in the first 30 minutes or 30 seconds or 1 minute or so or whatever, then it shows no one's interested in that 8-minute video. And so they won't start pushing that video out on YouTube homepage to other people to possibly see your content. So if you watch someone's video, I highly suggest, even if you don't watch it all or you don't have time to watch it all, open another tab up there and just let it run. Just let the whole thing run out. And then, click, because when somebody watches the whole length of your video, man, that just tells YouTube, hey, people are really interested in this. They like this. They're leaving comments and, they're liking it and sharing it on Facebook and this, that, and the other. But Laura says here, she's got a question. If we don't make the criteria in 1 year, does it start over to zero? No, it's 365 days in reverse. So whatever you have 366 days ago, that would drop off, if that makes sense. Okay, it's continuously running for 365 days. Oh no, Pete Thomas is in the house, boys and girls. Here we go. Good to see you, my friend. We were just talking bad about you. Uh-oh, Teresa, my wife says she's guilty. Sorry, won't do that again. See, a lot of people don't know that about videos, that if you just click on it and you just watch the first 30 seconds or a minute and you get off of it, you exit out of it, it really hurts that video. It doesn't help. So be sure and watch the video all the way through. If you don't have time, like I said, just put it on another tab and let it run. Let it run all the way out, because that helps that creator and that video and for the algorithm. And so Pete was talking about, yeah, you know, Steve was talking about how hard it was to get to 4,000 watch hours. And also Laura here, Pete's answering that question. You know, live videos is another way of doing it, because if you, let's just say, for instance, I mean, we've been on here 25 minutes. All right, let's just say, for instance, this live video goes 1 hour. Okay, most of your live videos do go for 1 hour. I know Pete does about an hour. He and I, we kind of got, you know, we got excited, had a good time. We were cutting up and carrying on, and we went 2 hours the other night. I didn't even realize 2 hours had went by. But for the watch time hours, it's per person. So if you have, like, we got 10 people in the house right now. So if we went for another hour, I mean, if we went for a total of an hour, that would be 10 watch hours. Okay. So it takes a while to get 10 watch hours on just a regular video. So, you know, going live really helps a lot. Hey, Pete, I was just going to tell you there about Laura, Laura's Kitchen. She's another friend of ours here that does real good, makes some really good recipes and everything. So you guys be sure and go out and check Laura out. And, hey, there's my little buddy. Hello, Uncle. He says, how you doing, little buddy? Little Eric. Little Eric, I just subscribed to him. He subscribed to me. I think he's what? Well, how old are you, sir? You like 5 or 6 years old and you're doing cooking? I watched a couple of your videos. You do an awesome job. I seen your, what is it? Macaroni and cheese the other day. You did a good job on that. He says, hey there, Uncle Pete. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. Oh, Lord. But, you know, if you got any other questions about that, be sure, you know, I'll try to help you in any way I can and what I know. And we got several guys in here, you know, that knows a little bit more about it than I do. So, but, you know, that's one thing that will help you a whole lot. You know, if you were able to go live, if you're not afraid to do that or whatever. But like I said, doing your friends a favor on your videos, that's a big thing. And that's the big thing about us being a community, is when we're helping each other out. A lot of people don't realize, you know, like I was just mentioning, that bouncing really hurts. But, you know, the subs, the big thing about that is be sure to appreciate all your subs. Be sure and like them and be sure and comment back. If people leave you a comment, be sure and go back. And I'm going to tell you something else that'll help. I really didn't intend on going in this direction, but since we're going that way, that we're just going to run with it. But one other thing that will help your watch time hours too, and the algorithm, as far as, you know, people participating, is when you leave comments on, or when someone leaves a comment on your video and you come back, instead of saying, you know, a lot of times just saying, well, hey, thanks, I appreciate that, you know. But if it's a video that has a potential for some type of question, go ahead and leave a question and say, well, hey, like recently I just did a spatchcock turkey. And so I didn't do it on every comment that was made, but many people that I know, I said, hey, do you spatchcock your turkeys or your chickens when you're cooking them? And so that throws a question right back in the comment back to them. And so if they, you know, come back and reply, then that increases, you know, the engagement. And so that certainly helps you too. So I just wanted to share that. But there's Regina Anderson. Hello, Regina. Good to see you. She says, congratulations, Mike. Listen, hey, I just want to remind everybody, this is 1 year of being on Mr. Cast Iron channel as far as YouTube goes, making videos, making recipes and cooking videos and different things. And so we certainly are, you know, so thankful for everybody that does watch them. We're certainly not professional. We're not perfect. We're just old country folks here. We love to have a good time. We like to cook. You know, we're not cooking the healthiest a lot of times. That's why I had to get away from being a keto style channel, because some of the things I made, you know, certainly wouldn't fall into keto style. They'd have me in keto jail. You know what I mean? Dutchie says, I always comment back on he always comments back on all comments. You know, that's great. I know we certainly do. I bounce back on you a lot, and same way with Patrick. And I know Pete does. Pete understands that well because he'll keep a thread going a while, you know. And so as you're continuing the conversation, you know, that just increases a lot. And little Eric, he says, Uncle, I'm 6 years old. Little buddy, we're so glad that you're here with us. Miss Teresa bringing me a cup of coffee. She said, I don't want to be on video, so you guys can say hello. She's in the house here in the chat, but she don't want to get behind the camera, so that's okay. Little Eric, 6 years old. What have you got what are you getting ready to show us next, Eric? You got anything that you're recording and getting ready to cook? Dano's in the house. Dano's Pit Patio, folks. There's another good channel. You guys go check them out. Let me throw him up there. Good to see you, my brother. He says, big congrats to you, Mike. Your channel has inspired me on many things to do with my cast iron. You're also inspiring me to get to filming because I have almost no content. LOL. Well, I mean, you know, hey, it takes, you know, and sometimes content. Now, that's another thing, too. You know, sometimes life gets in the way and it's hard to create stuff, you know. We all have jobs, most likely. And when you got a full-time job, you know, I know for me personally, it gets to be a challenge at some time, especially in the type of business I'm in the summer when we're working a lot of hours and everything. It's kind of hard. And but in the winter like this, I mean, I'm probably going to get on everybody's nerves because I'm creating content all the time. But we're getting ready. Matter of fact, I've got another video here in the pipeline that I'm going to be pushing out here real soon. But you're certainly welcome, Dano. We appreciate you being here in the house with us, brother. I'm glad that you're a friend of mine. You follow me, and I'm glad that hopefully you picked up a little trick here and there from me. We certainly appreciate that. I'm glad we could do it. Little Eric says he made some eggnog. Well, imagine that. I'll have to go check that out. You guys go check out Eric's channel. Pete's talking about 2 hours. I'm not sure what that is. Laura, good to have you. I know you got to go. We certainly appreciate it, and I know they're going to want dinner. You better go feed them kids. So good to see you, and we'll see you around on some of the other videos here. Have a good time. We'll talk to you later. Anything I can ever help you do, just feel free, holler, shout out me, and I'll be glad to try to help you any way I can. Yeah, Eric certainly is a star. Pete said he's going to be a star. He wears a chef hat and everything, man. He just tickles me, impresses me. But certainly enjoy that. You know, like I said, Pete, since Pete's here before he has to bounce out of here or whatever, Pete interviewed me and Patrick, Patty Joe Cooking up there, and 2 or 3 others. And so Pete inspired me to do this. I'd already had in mind of doing it. And so, Pete, I just want to say thank you. And I hope it doesn't bother you that I'm getting ready to do some interviews similar to what you do. Matter of fact, I even robbed a few of your questions here. I added to some. I've got some people that I was wanting to interview. And I just think it was a divine appointment in a sense, if you will. Some people may believe in that. They may not. But I knew it was interesting for me to bounce onto that actual live. And when you got done, you said, if anybody's interested, you know, and in being on my channel and doing a live, I'll leave my email and you can contact me. I contacted Pete immediately because it was something that I've been wanting to do on my channel. And so he kind of, you know, inspired me to move on into that direction. And so, Pete, I certainly appreciate you. We're getting ready to try to reach out and touch some of our subscribers and try to help them like you're helping all of us and have helped us. Pete was an inspiration because he's got how many subscribers you got now, Pete? Like 8,900 or something maybe. But he wanted to help smaller channels. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to leave this up here. Some of you guys might know what this is about, but Patrick and Pete, they kind of fight back and forth over Vegemite and Marmite, so I don't know much about it. I'm just going to have to be neutral on this, guys. Y'all are going to have to wrestle that one out. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Pete has a great channel. He's called Lazy Cook, but I don't believe that really too much. He does some great recipes. He's really detailed in his recipes, and he puts out some really good content. I've watched several of his videos, and they're impressive at some of the stuff he does. So we certainly appreciate that. But Pete says Marmite's the best. Patrick, I hate to tell you, you know how he is. He's going to be like that. But, well, hey, you guys got any questions? You guys got any questions for me that I might be able to try to ask? Being 1 year on YouTube, we certainly, it certainly went by fairly quickly. I mean, I'm really surprised. And like I said, I was hoping to be at the 500 or better subscriber, but we've got 470, and I'm certainly, appreciative of every single person that thinks enough to watch this old country boy, and some of the old recipes that we make. But where were you at? Have you guys been on longer than a year? Where were you? Do you remember roughly where you were at and the challenge to get to 500 and then also to 1,000 if you've made it to 1,000? Steve, Dutchie, I forget how many you have now. Another thing I like to know, folks, first name when commenting, it's more personal. Absolutely, and sometimes we have channel names and it's kind of hard to remember everyone's first name. Of course, mine's Mike, certainly, and Dutchie Steve. But it's good to know that, to be on a more personable level. You're right. And so I appreciate you bringing that up. I've been kind of thinking about doing this for a while. Like I said, doing some live interviews. I've got some other friends that do cast iron cooking, and we were looking at doing some collabs together. Of course, with the situation with the COVID going on and everything, it's kind of got people, you certainly can't do much in person. We were going to try to do some things separately, create 2 videos or whatever that kind of related to each other and kind of built on each other. So, and we may still do that. But, I really like the live idea. I like, being able to interview someone, being able to ask questions, have people in, the comment in the chat area, leave questions. It certainly helps us to get to know one another for sure. And Pete inspired me to do that. I've got to keep patting him on the back. Another friend of mine that I mentioned, that talked me into actually getting started doing YouTube videos initially. He's not in the chat with us here, but he certainly inspired me, and he was the one that, like I said earlier, that called me and was just making fun of me in a sense and said, "Hey, Skillet Head, Mr. Cast Iron, what are you doing?" And when he left that, that voicemail, that just that put me on a whole different trajectory. And so we've certainly been doing that, and we're moving in that direction. I'm looking at also fine-tuning my channel a little bit. I'm wanting to, I take some of the questions that people ask. I watch my analytics. I watch the search terms, and I hope you guys are too. I mean, you need to go into YouTube Studio, and you need to just kind of familiarize yourself with it if you don't. You need to find out what's going on with all those buttons, or you need to watch channels that have tutorials on it to kind of teach a little bit more about it. I know quite a bit. I'll be glad to help you if I can. I do have a few videos on my channel for Morning Fame. It's I don't have any on TubeBuddy. I use TubeBuddy and Morning Fame both, but I have some videos that will kind of help you rank with keywords and things like that. But, you know, the YouTube Studio is a great thing for you to kind of find out what your audience is actually doing. You can actually see what other creators are suggesting, or what other videos that YouTube says these creators are suggesting your comment. You know, if you look on YouTube on the right hand side, or like on a mobile phone, iPhone or whatever, down below there'll be videos below that. Well, those are the suggested videos that YouTube suggests for you according to the certain things that you like, or the certain content that you follow or watch. Every time you watch a video and you click the like button, YouTube keeps that information. And matter of fact, you even have a liked tab in your YouTube of all the channels or all the videos you've ever liked. And that helps them to put together certain channels and certain content similar to what you've seen, and that's what they suggest out to you. That's suggested content. And so you can go into your YouTube Studio and you can check out certain things and certain videos that people have suggested your content. And so you can look at their channel, you can look at the video that actually brought that person to you, and you can make, you know, similar content to that. And you may even be able to rank right along beside of them. If their video is ranking, you may be able to rank right along beside of them. So that kind of thing is something that I'm interested in. I'm wanting to try to fine tune my channel to get to answer more questions that people have. You know, let's see. Let me catch this question here. I've been a channel for 3.5 months. Let me put this on the screen here. Karen says, I've been a channel for 3.5 months and I've reached 500 subs 3 weeks ago. Way to go, Karen. Rock on, rock star. That's awesome. I love it. That is wonderful. Man, keep going. Don't let up. Put the pedal to the metal. That's awesome. Dutchy said he's 5 short of 900. Keep on rocking, brother. Keep on rocking. You guys are inspiring, man. I tell you what. Let's see. Eric says, Dutchy, I will make you 900. That's great. But anyway, you know, how many of you guys in the house here, how many of you actually go to YouTube Studio and kind of check your analytics from time to time? Are you guys checking out your videos? Or are you just checking how many view counts you have on the video? Or are you just checking, you know, how many subscribers you got or whatever? See, all of those are analytics. All of those are, you know, different things that, as far as the algorithm triggers that you can follow. You know, it's certainly complicated in a certain sense, but in a certain sense, it's really easy once you kind of pick up on it. That's why I suggest going in there and just kind of looking around and, you know, getting a feel for it and seeing what's actually taking place. Let's see. Dutchy Cooking says, so TubeBuddy or Morning Fame? I actually use both. They're two different animals. Okay. They each have their strengths and their weaknesses, and I use both of them, Steve. I certainly do. Morning Fame has a lot more analytics to it than TubeBuddy does. TubeBuddy, you know, I really enjoy it, but as far as search terms and things like that, sometimes they will suggest things to me that I have trouble ranking for. And Morning Fame actually narrows it down a little farther to whether or not you're able to possibly rank for that particular keyword. So I actually use both of them. One of your greatest things as far as keywords, though, is YouTube, guys. You know, the YouTube search bar is huge for finding certain things that people are searching for. If you've ever noticed, when you, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm going to try to share something with you guys here. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. So here is YouTube homepage. And so when you type in the search bar, let's say cast iron, if you look at this, once I typed in cast iron, you see all these other things that fall in line underneath here. These are suggested. These are actually, if these didn't show up, it wouldn't be something that someone was searching for. So all of these are actually keyword terms and phrases that people can, search for, or that they have been searching for. I'm not saying that you can actually use each one of these to rank, because that's what's so great about Morning Fame and TubeBuddy, is you can take these suggested terms and go in there and see if you're able to, rank for something. And I'll give you just another little trick too here. You can take and hit the space bar past cast iron or whatever phrase you're using. If you noticed, the things changed here a little bit just because I hit the space bar. So some other things come up. You can actually take and do the alphabet, like put an A there and you see all the other things that pop up here. You can back up and put a B there and you see all the other things that come up. You put a C there and you see all the other terms that come up. So you're able to go back in and, find a lot of keywords that way, and, able to hopefully help you to rank. So I hope that helps you a little bit. Let's see, where's, let's see, trying to look at the questions here real quick. Karen in the kitchen with Karen says, I will be visiting everyone here after the live. Some of you I'm already friends with, and that's great. Let's support each other and support each channel. If you guys have not subscribed to Karen, go on over there and check her stuff out. And likewise with everyone else. And once again, I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you and what you mean to me. It's been a blast. I'm so looking forward to moving on. And I've got several things in the pipeline, if you will, things that we're getting ready to create. I like live cooking, live fire cooking outside. I know Dutchie does too, Steve. He has, some great things that he does over there in the UK. If you don't mind typing that in, Steve, you have some programs that you're part of. You do some cast iron cooking events and different things, I think, and have some things on YouTube, or not YouTube, but on Facebook, I think, group. But anyway, I'm looking at doing that. I've got several articles that things that I'm in my mind, I guess, in a sense, and I've got them written down. Certain things that I'm looking at creating. Of course, seasons like this being Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, we certainly do recipes a lot of times according to seasons. And the reason why you want to do something like that is because it's trending. And you're able to possibly rank your video up there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about ranking, that's when someone types in that search term, like I mentioned earlier, when they type in, does your video pop up? And so we certainly want to be seen. We want our videos to, pop up and be seen. So you certainly want to do some things that are trending for that particular season, if possible. But I've got some other things that I'm getting ready to do. Like I said, I've got some direction I want to go. I've got several pieces of equipment that I have not used as much as I should. I haven't made as many videos with each one. Now, I did one just recently, a spatchcock turkey on a Char-Broil, if I can speak here, a Char-Broil Big Easy 3-in-1 cooker. and it's a gas-fired grill. You know, it's got a cast iron grill on top, and that's what I grilled that turkey with. But I've only made a couple videos with it. I've used that, I've cooked on it, and I've eaten stuff that I've cooked off of it, but I just hadn't made any videos off of it. I've got another one that I worked in the fire pit. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Deborah Delicious Dishes in the house. Good to have you, and appreciate you. We're celebrating 1 year on YouTube. Grumpy Old Gringo Senior's in the house too. Good to have you, sir. I become a subscriber of his, and he become one of mine just recently, and so we certainly appreciate you. Deborah, I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to you. I may be, but I'll be going and checking you out after this live's over and subscribing. But if you guys are not subscribers to these folks, be sure and get on over there and support their channel. The other thing, like I said, on live fire cooking, Teresa bought me a cast iron cook-it-all. And you've seen me do a frittata recipe, and I've done some other stuff. I forget what the other one was now. My goodness, can't even remember what my content was. But I did another couple videos. The first one I did was breaking it in with bacon. You know, I'm certainly a big bacon fan, and but we're going to be doing some more with that. I've got that piece is like a universal piece. It's 5-piece. And you can do great things with it. So I've got several. One big thing you can look forward to that's going to be coming out soon, and that's a pizza video. That particular cast iron cook-it-all is something that I can cook on, a fire pit, and I want to make a pizza out of it. Dano, if I remember right, if Dano's still in the house, Dano actually suggested that to me when I made one of those videos, and I have yet to follow up on what his suggestion was. I haven't forgotten it, but I'm going to certainly make that pizza video one of these days here soon. And so, I've got things like that. Now, I don't know how you guys do it. If you just fly off the cuff, fly off the handle, trying to figure out what you're going to create next or not, or if you have some kind of schedule, or if you have some kind of, ideas written down, let me know how you guys do your videos. How do you create your videos? I know how I certainly try to compile all of my ideas and things in the direction I'm wanting to go in. Do you guys do you see other things on other videos on YouTube or channels that you watch and follow and say, well, hey, I can make one like that or similar? Do you do that, or do you have some kind of general battle plan or game plan as far as creating videos? Let me know. Patty Joe's got to take off. Hey, we appreciate you being here, buddy. Sure do. You take care of yourself, man. We'll be in touch. But anyway, let's see. Dutchie says, I got a new outdoor pit that's cooking this week. Stew and dumplings. Boy, that sounds good. I can't wait for that to come out. I'll certainly be watching that. I did a stew. Well, it's not Hungarian stew, but I did what's called American stew or whatever video. But I'll be looking forward to that. How do you guys come up with the content that you're wanting to put out? Do you just like I said, do you have some kind of game plan, or do you just say, well, hey, I just think I'm going to make a cheeseburger video today or whatever, Let's see here. Dutchie says, I have a spreadsheet with about 500 ideas and more to add. That's awesome. That really is, and I've got several, and certainly some that I've been putting off. Like I said, that pizza video, I don't know why I've been putting it off. I need to get after that. But Teresa and I, a lot of the things that we decide to cook, if it's not seasonal like it is now, with being Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything, but just in general, when we're doing videos and doing cooking, A lot of times what has inspired us is either her mother or my mother, or some of the ladies at our church. They have a church cookbook or whatever. And Teresa was telling me about a story, and we're getting ready to do a video. This is a different video. I know Pete will like this idea, but we do a lot of one pot cooking in cast iron. We do, where you cook everything in just one pot. Well, we've got another video getting ready to come out, and it was inspired by a friend of ours at our church. And Teresa was telling me the story behind that, and I would like to be able to have her help me create that video and tell that story about how this lady inspired her to do that and everything. So, those are certain ways we do things. We got several ideas, and we need to get after it. Let's see. Karen says, I honestly just do my own thing, improvise what I'm going to say most of the time. So you don't work off of a script or whatever. You just do your own thing. You just come up with an idea that you're wanting to cook and make a video that way. Is that right? Behind the Garage Barbecue. Good to have you, brother. Good to see you, Craig. If you guys hadn't been over Craig's channel, you need to go check him out. But so you just kind of improvise and decide, I'm just going to make this kind of video. You don't necessarily have any certain direction you're going there. That's a lot of us do that from time to time. Let's see. Let me back up here. Tennessee Buck Outdoors. I make stuff that I've made in the past, and when someone gives me a challenge, there you go. That's great. That's awesome. You make a lot of venison videos. I need to get over and check your channel out a little bit more. I've got a few venison videos, venison chili and different things. But Deborah, let's see, she says, I just do it off the top of my head because I have such a passion for cooking. And good to have you in the house with us too, Deborah. I didn't acknowledge you there. I'm sorry. I just do it off the top of my head because I have such a passion for cooking and sharing that passion with other folks. So whatever comes to my head, I'll cook it. I like that. That's great. That's awesome. And a lot of times we do that. Certain things that we are accustomed to cooking, or certain things that we've cooked when we were a kid or we enjoyed, that's great inspiration for cooking recipes and videos. A lot of the things on my channel, like some of the grilled cheese and the bologna and cheese and the smash burgers. And well, we didn't call them smash burgers back in those days, but anyway, those kind of things. Fried green beans, fried cabbage, stuff like that. I just love cooked cabbage. Those were kind of things that I grew up on, and so those were inspirations to me. Dutchie says, pizza in a Dutch oven inverted or standard? Well, it's actually going to be inverted. The cast iron cook-it-all has a flat griddle lid, and then it has the wok, W-O-K, wok, which can be inverted on top of the griddle. You put your pizza crust and your ingredients on that, and you flip your wok upside down, and then you're certainly able to put charcoal or wood chunks on top of that to cook it from the top down like a regular Dutch oven. So it's not a standard Dutch oven, but in a sense it creates a Dutch oven that way. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Where am I at? I'm getting behind here. Hey, Craig, how many subscribers you got now, brother? Craig's about the same size we are. We're all trying to inspire and encourage one another. So you guys, you need to get over and check out Behind the Garage Barbecue. He's a fast-paced channel, man. I love it. But anyway, I think he's about like several of us in here. I'm at 470 today. He's like at, gosh, I forget, 700, 600, 700. I don't remember now. But Dutchie says, Mike, do you do Cast Iron Wednesday? Yes, sir, I sure do. Not every Wednesday, but I do have several videos that I put on there. Folks, if you do any cast iron cooking, there's a lady named Dee. Native Tears is her YouTube channel. There's another guy named Sean up in Canada. Shovelhead 8 is his channel name. And every Wednesday, you can take and tag your video if you've done something in cast iron. And it doesn't have to necessarily be whatever the flavor of the month is. Every month they have a certain challenge. That I think this coming December is going to be like Oriental food or something like that. I think he's seen. I haven't watched his video yet. I just seen the alert or the notification come up, and I was getting ready to do this. So anyway, you can make a video and just tag it at Cast Iron Wednesday, or not at, but hashtag Cast Iron Wednesday, either in your title or on your in your description, and it will pop up, and they will add that to the playlist. They keep a playlist going, and so you can hit the hashtag Cast Iron Wednesday and type that in the search bar on YouTube, and you can search hashtags. You may or may not have known that, but anyway, you can hit at or not at. I keep saying at. You can hit hashtag Cast Iron Wednesday, and it'll pull up many videos and channels of different ones that participate in that, and they certainly welcome you to do that. So yes, Steve, I do that quite a bit, actually. Tennessee tells me that he's done some venison videos. He's done them, but not videos yet. So okay, well there we go. Hopefully we'll see some good venison videos from you pretty soon. I was raised on cast iron cooking. Me too, brother. That's how I got started. My mom had it was probably a 12-inch cast iron skillet, and then she had a deep dish, 3-inch deep. We called them chicken fryers. Actually, that's what she cooked her fried chicken in. I've got one similar to it, and you've seen me cooking that before. Matter of fact, you've seen me cook fried chicken in it. But I think a lot of us that were into cast iron cooking, most of us were, inspired by a family member or whatever. And that's the great thing about cast iron, man. If you take care of it, and I mean, even if it is abused, it can still be brought back to life. And but you can use that, and it's just amazing how it holds up compared to all this other new stuff that's got Teflon and chips and paint and just all that. But anyway. Craig says, I mostly cook what I feel like eating that day. That's funny. I like that. That's great, man. I love it. I've watched several of your videos, and you do a great job, man. You're out in New Jersey, I think. Is that right? Let's see. Here we got, he said he's just under 700 subs. That's great, man. That's awesome. I was, Pete, let's see. Dutchie says, I like the challenges every month. That's the Cast Iron Wednesday challenge, folks. If y'all not ever heard about that, let me pop that in there. Hold on just a second. I think I spelled that right. WDNESDAY. Yes. Okay. All right. At Cast Iron Wednesday, you can go check that out. Like I said, you can type that in a search bar on YouTube, and it'll pull up many videos that's part of that. And you can check out other creators and what they're doing. It's pretty exciting, actually. And then, of course, that being part of that playlist, that gets your content out for other people. I've got many subscribers that said I found you on, Cast Iron Wednesday or whatever, and so it's a great thing. But anyway, Pete tells us here, he says, I create a folder for each idea I get. So that's interesting. Pete's got a great channel. Some of the stuff he does just blows me away, but I seen you put out one earlier. I got a notification. I hadn't had a chance to watch that, but I'll get around to checking that out. one pot meals. That's something I do a lot of, and like I said, I'm getting ready to do some more, and we're really excited about this next one. It's something that Teresa and I both, our families did, and her mother cooked that, and my mother did too as a kid. And we didn't call it what we're going to probably title this video, but anyway, I think you guys appreciate it, and so hopefully you'll see that pretty soon. Miss Karen says, I only have a La Creuset cookware, which is enamel cast iron. Does that count in your book as true cast iron? Sure. You know, I mean, even Lodge, different ones of them make, you know, enamel cast iron. So that's great. Yeah, that's good. I seen Steve making a video the other day. And I think Pete did too in a enamel cast iron. That's great. Greg's up in Rhode Island. Okay, that's awesome, man. Let's see. Steve says, just got a, I don't know what that is. Hold on here. I just got a, what is that? Podigy this week. Sorry, man. I don't know what that is. Used as a planter, needs to be stripped and reseasoned. Yeah, I just received, and I did a video not too long ago about that. I did a, my nephew gave me a, I call it a fish pan, fish fryer, and I restored it and brought it back to life. It was in pretty rough shape, but yeah, I look forward to that. You're going to make a video of that, right? And let us see it, Steve. Let us see that, man. I want to see that. Strip it down and let us see it. Big Rob, Barbecue Pit Dogs in the house. This is another good friend of mine here. Good to have you, brother. Big Rob has been a good friend ever since I started this particular channel. We're 1 year into it, Rob, and certainly appreciate your friendship and everything. If you guys hadn't been around, Rob's down in Florida. He's originally from Ohio and moved down to Florida. But anyway, he makes some great videos, and he's got an awesome dog there that Duke. Isn't it Duke? That's right, ain't it? Yeah, Big Duke. And but anyway, good to have you, man. Glad you're here. Let's see. What was it's a, okay, let me put that on the screen here. I'm gonna have to look that up, brother. I haven't ever heard of that. It's a South African cauldron type pot. Man, that's interesting. I certainly hope you do a video of restoring that. I'd like to see that, see the before and after for sure. That's awesome. No doubt. Thanks, Big Rob. Man, I appreciate you. You've been a great friend. You know, Rob's another one. We were talking about earlier about leaving comments and everything. Rob and I both, and many of you guys here in the chat are friends and subscribers to many of the same channels. And I see Rob bouncing around from channel to channel, and he's always supportive. He leaves comments on nearly every video of people that he's subscribed to. And man, that's so important. I was just telling everybody a little bit earlier, Rob, that, you know, leaving comments and stuff like that, how important that is on videos, and how that helps increase your with the algorithm of YouTube. And certainly appreciate that. But you know, I was watching a guy the other day, and I'll just bring this up one more time. But Pete's got to go, man. Pete, we appreciate you, brother. You take care of yourself. I know it's late over there where you're at. Appreciate everything you do, and we'll certainly always be in touch, brother. Take care of yourself. Big Rob says, Duke says, hello, everybody. If you've not been over there to check out Duke, y'all need to go check Rob's channel out and see what Duke's got going on. He always feeds Duke at the end of every one of his videos. But what I was saying, Rob, earlier too, before you got in here, about how when you go over and watch someone's video, and you know, if you a lot of times people don't realize. I was watching a channel the other day, and a guy brought this up, and it just really hadn't dawned on me until then. But I knew that it was probably true before he ever said it. But he said, you know, when you go to a channel and you just watch 30 minutes or 30 seconds to a minute or 2 minutes of that video and you bounce out, you're actually hurting your friends more than you're helping them. he was saying, be sure and go in and just open another tab up and just let that video run all the way through. Matter of fact, I tell you what, it was Papa Texas. Many of y'all know Papa Texas. He was the one that actually said that on one of his videos the other day. And, you know, it got me to thinking, and so I certainly wanted to bring that up. But anyway, I guess I'm on my rocking horse here, high horse. But anyway, well, guys, I'm going to get ready and get off here. I've been on here longer than I thought I would. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm here if I can help you in any way. I certainly would be happy to do that. I certainly am thankful for being here 1 year on as a Mr. Cast Iron channel. I've had other YouTube channels before, and for various reasons had to shut them down. And but that's a horse of a different color. We'd have to talk about that some other time. But anyway, I'm certainly appreciative of all 470 subscribers. I'm looking forward to getting to 500. Certainly looking forward to getting to 1,000 and moving on, not for just the number's sake, but to be able to reach more people and try to share the things that we love in cast iron cooking. We certainly appreciate every one of your channels. We try to support you every chance we get. And, you know, I just can't say how much I appreciate you. It really means a lot to me. And I don't want to get all teary-eyed and everything here, but guys, you really inspired me. Your recipes, you know, your tips, your tricks that, you know, you may think may not be that important, but I tell you what, that's what it's all about. We pick up little tips and tricks here and there from each and every one. The different parts of the world, you know, we're a big community, and I mean, we've got people here from the UK and from, you know, down in Australia and Rhode Island and Florida. And of course, I'm here in Arkansas. We got people all over, you know, and so it's a great thing. We had people from Toronto a while ago earlier. And so it's a great community, and we can pick up little tips and tricks from different parts of the world, you know, how people cook different and how the recipes vary a little bit. So anyway, hey, we're going to quit rambling on. We certainly appreciate you guys, and you guys have a good evening, and we'll be in touch, man. Y'all take care.